from the gym. And I want you to know that this done just happened. You gotta work for it. That's right. Yeah. Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Paleo No She Didn't. That's right. This is like a thing now. On today's episode, we'll be making food. But not just any food. We'll be making chicken zoodle soup. The worst of the polar vortex may be behind us, but we are still in the midst of winter. And you know what that means? Y'all motherfuckers get sick. And when you get sick, you're disgusting. And when you're disgusting, no one loves you. And when no one loves you, they don't want to talk about it. Just because your face is filled with phlegm and you've gone through 3 boxes of Kleenex this week is no excuse to give up on your good eating habits. You remember those? The ones you committed to like 2 weeks ago? Yeah, how's that going? Of course, chicken noodle soup is everyone's favorite cure for what ails you. Except the noodles will 100% kill you. But with one very simple substitution, you can take your favorite childhood elixir and make it entirely paleo compliant. Let me show you. Start by dicing 1 yellow onion. You could also use white onions, sweet onions, or what the hell ever. It literally does not matter to me. So start by heating up about a tablespoon of olive oil over medium heat in a large pot. I can't get my oven to work. What? Once that heats up, then you add your diced onion. So while the onion cooks, you're going to chop up basically the rest of your vegetables. Start by mincing 1 large clove of garlic, or 2 small cloves of garlic. Who cares? So go ahead and chop up the rest of your vegetables, and that would include 3 to 4 carrots. I'm going to be using 4 very small carrots. Where's my 4th fucking carrot? Oh. Found it. So I've got relatively small ones, so I'll be using 4. You can use 3 really large ones. And about 3 stalks of celery. We're going to add all of that to the pot as well. So the onions have started to just become a little bit soft. So at this point I'm going to add in my minced clove of garlic. And I'm going to let that cook for about a minute before I start adding in my carrots and celery. In case you're just catching on, yeah, this is a 1-pot meal. And it's fucking easy. Now that the onions are a little bit translucent, I'm going to add in my carrots and my celery. And I'm going to continue to cook for another couple of minutes before I start adding in the broth. Next, we're going to add in our chicken. We need about a pound of chicken. Personally, I'm a fan of dark meat for 2 reasons. Dark meat has much more flavor than white meat, and dark meat has much more flavor than white meat. So, use some dark meat. So I'm basically going to just chop this into bite-sized chunks. So the vegetables are ready. The onions, you'll know because the onions are translucent and the celery and the carrots are just starting to soften. And so I'm going to add about 8 quarts of chicken stock. Once you've added the chicken stock, that's when you'll add 2 bay leaves, yeah, 2, to the pot. They have such good flavor. They are not optional. If you don't have them in your house, then buy them and use them when you make this soup or lots of other kinds of food. I mean it. Don't make the soup without the bay leaves. So our carrots and our celery are starting to soften nicely, as opposed to meanly. And now you can add your chicken, the diced chicken. So while the chicken cooks in the soup, this is where we can start to make our zoodles. Now, zoodles are just a very obnoxious and pretentious way to refer to zucchini shredded in a noodle shape. So there's several different ways that you could make zoodles. One includes vegetable peeling, your squash, of any kind. Like so. Noodle. It's gonna be wider noodle. That's just one way, and frankly, it's one of the most economical ways so that you don't have to go out and buy a new piece of equipment, one of the special julienne peelers, or even a spiralizer, but hey, I have a spiralizer, and Mama didn't raise no fool. I'm gonna use it. In fact, my mama got it for me for Christmas. Thank you. So this is my spiralizer. So I'm gonna just put my zucchini into this space and crank, and we'll have some zoodles. And there you have it, Zoodles. Looks like noodles, but won't kill you. So Zoodles are actually a lot like fresh pasta. They don't need to be cooked for very long, just a couple of minutes. So these will go in right at the end, just before we add some coarsely chopped parsley. If you don't like parsley, that's weird. I don't really think it tastes like anything, but you can just leave it out. I just want to check the seasonings in the soup, see if we need some salt, and then I'm gonna add some pepper. So at this point, with the flavors being right, I think we are ready to add the Zoodles in. These will cook, like I said, for about 2 minutes. I can feel myself getting healthier already. And then just before you serve it, fish out your bay leaves. Let's eat some of this. Smells good, looks pretty. Smells so good. Wow. It definitely burned my mouth. But it was worth it. It's so good. It is very reminiscent of the best chicken noodle soup you would have had as a kid if your mom cooked. It's full of flavor, but it's very simple. And the best thing is, it's entirely paleo. I really don't hope that any of you do get sick this season, but if you do, don't touch me and make this soup. I promise you're gonna like it. Well, that's all for this episode of Paleo No She Didn't. And remember, girl, yes, I did.